Welcome students. In today's session we are going to discuss about marketing management and corporate strategy together both, because some of the section is common to these two papers of our syllabus, Malakar University syllabus. The marketing management is MB 203 and corporate strategy is MB 302. Marketing management is in second semester and corporate strategy is in third semester. So there is a combined question, like which is common topic for both these two subjects is product life cycle and BCG matrix. Okay, so we'll discuss about in two portion of this video. We'll discuss about product life cycle and how it relates to the BCG matrix. So let us go one by one. The question which commonly comes up under markout is the straight question: what is PLC? PLC stands for product life cycle, and or it will come like what is PLC in the context of marketing. Okay, so we are going to discuss what is PLC and what is PLC in the context of marketing. The next question is a very simple straight question: who has developed the PLC concept, right? And the next section, which is star mark, is a conceptual question again. We'll discuss in the next set of the video this conceptual question, wherein you have to establish the relationship between the PLC and the Boston matrix. So you have to establish the relationship between product life cycle and BCG matrix, which is Boston Consulting Group matrix. Let us go one by one. So the answer of the first question, what is PLC, is a PLC or product life cycle is the length of time, the duration of time, right? From a product where it is being first introduced till to the consumers till it is removed from the market. So it's a whole cycle from the introduction to growth to maturity to decline. So that means like a product is introduced in the market for the consumers and gradually evolve in the life cycle and gradually grow, get matured, and there is a position where this product is no longer relevant. That means it gets obsolete. So there is a technological upgradation or innovation or engineering which replaces the old version of the product, and there is a new version of the product which gets introduced. So the next question is PLC in the context of marketing. PLC in the marketing progression, it's a progression through 5 stages. What are the 5 stages? Development, introduction, growth, maturity and decline. So these are the 5 stages. 5 distinct stages. Okay, so PLC in marketing is the process of a product which is developed through 5 distinct phases, which are the starting is the development, then you have the introduction, then you have the growth of the product, then it gets matured, and then it has a normal downfall, which is decline of the product, right? So now the next part of the question is, who has developed the PLC concept? There is a German economist whose name was Theodor Levin. He has introduced the concept of product life cycle in the Harvard Business Review. We call it in short HBR in the year 1965. So the concept was developed by German economist Theodor Levin. Mind the spelling, Theodor Levin, and it was published in the PLC model in the Harvard Business Review, which is HBR, in the year 1965. So now let us understand what is this PLC all about, right? So I'll go through a simple diagram and a graphical model which is very easy for you to understand. Now we'll take a simple graph, x-axis and y-axis. In the y-axis we are going to measure the sales or the revenue, and in the x-axis we are going to measure the time. Okay, so the variable x is the time and the variable y is the sales or revenue. Now let us draw the PLC. Okay, so it will not connect with the line. Always remember that, because there is a process of developing a product. This first phase, this part is the introduction. This phase is the growth phase. And this phase is the maturity phase. And this is the decline phase. So there are four phases. It starts with introduction, then growth, then maturity and decline. What you see is like, if you make a tangent in the introduction phase, it will be more flatter, right? If I make a tangent over here, it will be more flatter. In the growth phase, it is more steeper. You see, if I make a tangent in the growth phase, it is more steeper. In the maturity phase, again, it is more flatter. In which direction you make, it will be more flatter, right? And in the decline phase, it is again the steeper. If you make a tangent, if you make a tangent over here, it will be more steeper. So what is happening is, introduction is a slow phase, right? Just remove the tangent so that it is clear for you. Okay. Okay. So what is happening over here is, this introduction phase is more slow and steady because you do not have an awareness of the product in the introduction phase. People get to know about your product and gradually they understand the value of the product, the value addition that you are giving to the customers and consumers. Then gradually they start buying it, and then there is a spread of word of mouth, and friends and family get referred to buy back that product. So what happens is it takes time. So that is why this introduction phase, this particular phase is a bit slow and gradual. I mean the growth phase, it is more steeper. As you can see, it is more steeper. What is happening is that in the growth phase, the product has already been established in the market. People got to know about the product and they quickly start buying the product and the product sales increases. In the maturity phase, again what happens is there is a set of competition which comes in the picture. So there are external factors, there are a set of competitions, there are government regulations and different other things which work in this phase, and then you have a very slow growth. That is why we call it as maturity. There is no new huge customer acquisitions and all. So after that, what happens is the decline phase, right? So in the decline phase, what happens is this product becomes no longer relevant, and this product has a life cycle which is getting extinguished. Okay. So now, if we talk about this here in the maturity phase, what happens is most of the company go for product extension. What they do in product extension? They generally start diversifying and innovating new products. So what they do? They either innovate new products, introduce the new products in the market, then it will again start from the introduction phase, or what they do is they re-engineer the product, they re-innovate the product, and they create a better version or a more acceptable version of the same product. So that is where you generally diversify. You can sometimes create more version of the product, upgraded version of the product. That is how you can diversify, or you can launch a new product altogether. Okay. So now if you talk about this, justifying this introduction phase and this decline phase, these two, I and D, we have to break it into two more parts, right? Because now if we take it as phase wise, we call it as a developing phase. Then it is introduction phase. is maturity. And what happens here is after this maturity phase, you have a saturation phase. The product gets saturated in the market and then starts the decline phase. So it is not suddenly your product market, like the market share of the product get decline or like the product gets into decline phase. There is one more phase, particular stage which it goes through before decline phase, that is the saturation. That is what we call as like the optimum level of consumption, and like gradually people does not have, there is a no longer this particular product becomes ready. And before the introduction phase, there is a development phase. So you do a research and development, you start like on a new idea and you introduce a product. That is why this particular line as we discussed is not starting or connecting from this. There is a phase before introduction we are not connecting it with the y-axis. Why? Because there is a development phase which is a pre-phase of introduction. Likewise, in the decline also you can see it is gradually declining, but here before declining there is a phase in the maturity and decline area. This phase is where the product is getting saturated. From here you can see this is the optimum point from where this particular product is gradually declining. That means it is getting saturated. So that is about the first part of the question. Now we will go to the next part of the question, which is establish the relationship between PLC and Boston matrix in our next video. Thank you.